Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bring up the physical rainbow machine. And it's going to be on our box with our mat like this. And we're going to go ahead. I want to go through the light show with you guys. I want to go through the light show with you guys so that this is where I think a lot of you guys need some help. Okay, we're going to start paperwork at 2. Okay, so let's get started with the star of the show, the SRX Rainbow Air Cleaner. This thing is amazing, okay? Now, the SRX is composed of 2 basic parts. You got the upper part, which is the motor of the machine. This motor is a switch reluctant motor, big military application. In the past, they were really big, and there was no way to make them this small. But our company figured out, our engineers figured out how to actually make a switch reluctant military grade motor into a small consumer application. And they did it perfectly with the RainMate. So we're going to tell you all about how this is set up. All right, so under here, this little yellow piece is kind of showing, you can kind of see it a little bit, Miss Jones. That piece is called a separator. And it's the heart and lungs of our machine. It does 3 things. It separates the dust from the air from the water, and it separates us from competition, okay? And then down here you have the water basin. And this is nice, clean water that we got right out of the sink. Clean as any sink water is going to be. And that's how you hold your lamp when you show the water. Noah, you did this when you showed the water the first time.
Yeah, that's how I learned to do it.
No, this is how you do it first. And then after you get the water dusty and after the rainbow cleans the air, then you do this. You don't do this in the beginning. You do this in the beginning.
I missed that entire part.
Okay. Everybody cool with that now? Is that clear, everybody? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, you fill the water right up to the little dome. You just put water in. Let me show you how to connect it together, Mrs. Jones. You would just take your water bowl, okay, put it in like that into your air cleaner, and you push down until you get a little body weight, and you connect it just like that. Could you do that, Miss Jones? Cool. When day 1 of training is done, you're going to be a great recruit, Miss Jones. I can't wait for you to come to meet and greet. Am I trying to recruit her right now? No. I'm just setting up the seed. I'm just having some fun. I'm just mentioning it. That's all. Okay? Don't get too serious about that one. Okay? But don't skip it either. Okay? All right, cool. Ultimately, what I'm really trying to do, honestly, as I talk to them about it, really I'm trying to talk to I'm really trying to recruit the RC. That's the easiest recruit sitting there, is the RC. Okay? All right, cool. So we've snapped it together. Let me go ahead and turn it on. The rainbow has, ain't that right, Joseph?
That's right, Kevin. The rainbow has 4 different air cleaning modes. Oh, wait, am I muted? No, am I good? Yeah, I'm good.
You're right.
Yeah. The rainbow has 4 different air cleaning modes. And then proceed to turn it on. Okay, it's going to start off on the highest mode. However, I'm going to put it down to a 2, the washing mode. This mode works like a washing machine or like a dishwasher, except it's washing the air in your home instead every time. Simple, right? Day 2 training done.
Yeah.
You do that?
Perfect. I can do that.
Who in the home here, Kevin, does most of the cleaning?
I do.
Do you do the dusting as well?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy dusting?
No.
Yeah, you're normal then. Yeah. Ain't that right, Deborah?
Do you notice, Kevin, how fast the dust comes back?
Yeah, pretty fast.
Yeah, it does come. Well, the rainbow will help you. It will reduce the dusting level in your home in a major way, Kevin. You can run your rainbow for hours at a time. We suggest to use a washing air, the wash mode. Let me restart that. We suggest to wash the air in each room for a couple hours a day. Ain't that right, Justin?
That is right, Deborah. So basically what's going to happen on this mode, Kevin, is, like you said, it calls the dusting mode. It takes all the air from inside your house, all the dirt and pollutants and everything like that, and it sucks it through the front, and the water cleans out 99.97% of all the dust and germs. which then goes through the separator and then into the HEPA neutralizer, which takes out the other 0.003% to keep your home fresh and clean and blowing out fresh, clean, water-washed air. Ain't that right?
All right, very good. Time out. Now, this is a part where I'm okay with you guys flip-flopping in a little bit, because you got two modules that have to be done right now. One is the explanation of what the machine is doing. You put it on 4, you turned it down to 2, and you told them it's like a wash machine except it's washing the air. What does that mean? Well, what it basically means is, Mr. Jones, it's taking all the air from this room and you're going to pull it down to the air. Now, that's the part where you're explaining. I personally don't go into that right now. And that's okay to do that. I'm just going to show you how to do it if you do it. You still got to come out of that before you get to the other speeds and get too far involved in this, is you still got to come back to the original problem. So what I like to do is I like to turn it down. I'm going to turn it down to speed 2, Mr. Jones. This is what's called our washing speed, okay? And what this is going to do, it's kind of like dusting the air so you don't have to dust your furniture. Deborah, do you like dusting?
Nope.
Okay, well then you're normal. You'll love a rainbow because it'll do most of the dusting for you. See, I don't like dusting either, so what I do, Deborah, is I'll leave my machine, my air cleaner, running like this every night, all night on speed 2, and when I wake up the next morning and go downstairs, man, the air is super clean. All right, now, let me ask you, let's talk about clean air for a second. You see what I did? I stopped right in the middle of all the great benefits of running it on speed 2. Oh, it's going to make the house less dusty and stuff. I haven't shown them how it's going to do it yet, Justin. I haven't gone into it. Goes here in the night. I haven't gone into that yet. Why? Because I haven't told them what the problem is and why they even need this thing. So I like to do a quick little intro, Ethan, about speed 2 and how I use it. You might want to leave this running all the time because it's going to be dusting your air all the time. Let's talk about why you would need to dust your air, because you might not be realizing what's in your air. You know, see, the EPA says, and then I peel away from this, and now my focus is going to be on what, Stevie?
Dust.
Dust, the allergens, what's in their air. I'm educating them on that. Okay, because and how do we start that manual? How do we start that module when we peel off and we go to the pollution? How do we start that part of the demo?
By showing them the sunlight lamp with a lamp.
Have you guys ever noticed these little particles in the sun shining through?
What's the verbiage again?
Or have you guys ever noticed these little particles when the sun is shining through?
Very good. So you take them all the way to the little particles. What we don't want to just do is say, in the morning when the sunlight shines through, what do you see? See how I left them hanging off the cliff? They're like, what do you mean what I see? Okay. All right. So in the morning when the sunlight first shines through the window and you see the sunlight coming through, what do you see floating in the air? Oh, yeah, exactly. Now, I'm going to take my lamp. I'm not going to go like this. Right or wrong?
Right.
I'm not going to go like this. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. I'm going to go like this. The computer is your face, okay? Watch what I do. Yeah, you see this stuff. Yeah, kind of like this, right? See that stuff floating around? Now, what I'm going to do is try to take my body out of the shot. And I'm going to try to match this up with the chair. Why? Because then you can see the dust.
Yeah, and it's a dark
If I keep this right here, it's hard for you to see the dust right here. Okay? So, usually when I do the lamp, my arm's to the side, not in front of me. Okay, and it's right to their face, not right there, you know, okay, but like right there. And the second I go and tilt, watch this. If I have this up, what are y'all looking at right now? The bulb.
Right.
So this has to be tilted back a little bit. You guys are having the lamps like this, and they need to be like this. Make sense? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so yeah, you see that stuff floating there, and it's there, it's everywhere. And I might do 3 different spots. If there's 3 people on the couch, I'll go to you, then I'll go to you, and then I might go to you. Now, you show the dust that's in the air first. Then what are you going to do?
Ask them what's dust.
Huh?
Ask them what's dust.
Not yet. No. You haven't shown them enough. It's not gross yet. See, that's not gross. That's just a couple flakes. They
Oh,
might see
it's
one
when you're
flake.
telling them, like, you know, like you guys walking around, you plop on the couch, that whole. Yeah.
Right. So don't try to build up a big value when there's no value to build up. Because then it seems like you're trying to make the situation worse than it is. You want to show them how worse it is so they go, oh my God. So these modules have to go back to one another. So you ever notice in the morning, just when the sunlight first shines through the window, you look in the sunlight, you see all that stuff floating around. Have you ever noticed that? I'm going to show you with my lamp what your air looks like right now. Justin, check that out. You see little floaty things right there? Okay, now every time someone walks across the carpet, flops on a couch, flops on a pillow, Justin, let me show you what happens to the air. Crazy, right? Did you see that? That's what your air is looking like pretty much all the time because people are moving around all the time. Now, any idea what that stuff is? Okay? Oh, yes. Now, I'm the type of demonstrator. I like to give the information. I'm not one to necessarily want to continue to ask 1,000 questions. Because you have to be really good at that. And you'll get better as you do more demos. Okay? So, you know, so a lot of times I might say, just to keep my point flowing, I might say, now, the question is, what is that? I never really asked you, Rihanna, the question. I just said the question is, what is that stuff? Now, if you volunteer and answer real fast, perfect. But no, if you don't, I'm going to tell you. See, the question is, what is that stuff? A lot of people don't realize that we shed 1.5 million flakes of skin off our body every day. That's mostly dead skin, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I don't know if you knew that or not. And they might go, oh yeah, I did know that. Okay? And then we're going to talk about the dust mites and the blah, 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 and the blah, 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 and the blah, 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 and all these things that this dust is composed of, and the fact that it's stuck in our walls, 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. Man, that's why so many people are sick today. You ever look at your ceiling fan? You try to move that stuff off the ceiling fan and it doesn't move because it's skin. You ever look at your vent after about a month or two? You forgot to change the AC vent, how black it is? Yeah. Okay. You even said yourself, Mr. Jones, on a scale of 1 to 5, Ethan, that your house was a 7. And you know that it's dusty around here. Okay. Well, see, outside, nature deals with the same thing. Ain't that right, Ethan?
That is right, Kevin. On nature, you have all the dust, you have all the pollen, that's all there. The thing is that nature actually has a way to clean that opposed to your home. They use rain, and what the rain does is it washes the air with the water, and then it settles. So no more pollen, no more dust in the air, but your home doesn't have a way to do that. And that essentially is what we wanted to do with the rainbow, is bring the outside in.
That sounded amazing. Okay? All right. Very good. So, yes, we did that with the rainbow, and that's why we call it rainbow. You get it, Miss Jones? Yeah, okay, cool. So here's how this works. Ain't that right, Deborah?
Yeah, Kevin. All right. Well, unfortunately, you're breathing it in, so like.
Here's how that works, Deborah. Here's how the rainbow works there. Ain't that right, Deborah?
How it works.
You know how
I'm
it
sorry,
works.
I was like following along and you're skipping things, so I'm like.
All right, ain't that right, Stevie? Here's how it works.
Yes, Kevin, that is right. So the rainbow actually reverses that effect of what we just went over outdoors. Instead of having the rain fall down and capture the dust, we actually bring the dust into the water, which is then captured in this basin here. So the way that works is we have it's going to filter through 3 ways. So the very first time it's going to go ahead and it's catching through, and it contains 99.93% of everything that is in your air, okay? Now the second time through, it's going to actually go through the HEPA neutralizer, which is going to grab the last 0.003% of anything that was lingering behind that was not captured that very first time, okay? Now again, as if that's not everything, we're going to go ahead and just secure that very last bit again one more time through the water. Isn't that right, Noah?
Okay, very good. Time out. Very good. Now, in your description, it seems to me the way what I heard is that it goes through once and then comes out, and it goes through again and then comes out and goes through a third time. That's what I heard as a customer, the way you described it. So what I want you to describe is when the air goes here, then it goes here, this does that, then it goes up through here, that does that, then the air goes out through here, and that does that.
Okay.
Not as 3 different passes through the machine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So just describe the flow of air through a rainbow and how it's all filtered as it goes through the machine and ultimately comes out with no dust, no allergens.
Makes sense.
And that's how it cleans the air. Now what you want to do, Stevie, to kind of elaborate on the things that you're saying, what you wanted to do is you... God, are you recording?
Not yet, we're about to.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
They're recording in here today, and they're like, Kevin, I can hear you from every corner of this office. Do I yell when I train?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, and then what happens is, Stevie, is that's going to continue to go through on and on and on as long as you have the machine on. And see, Stevie, that's why every night before I go to bed, I put my rainbow on speed 2, and I let it do this all night long. So when I come home, downstairs there's no dust. And my machine is dust in the air all night long. Rihanna, how do you use yours, RC? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're done the wows for that part. The customer's like, this is freaking amazing. Don't hang out there no more. Go to the next thing that's amazing. Okay, now let me show you something else, Mr. Jones, real fast. Let's just say you guys have an odor in the house. Okay, you cook something, you love to eat but hate to smell it. Okay, all right. Now for me, it's bacon. For me, whatever it is, you guys say. Turn it to speed 3. And here's what that's going to do. Boom! Within minutes, it's going to wipe that odor out. Why? Why does it wipe? Why does it hold the odor? What's the reason? Water is a natural
Odor absorber.
Yes, water is a natural odor absorber. It holds odors naturally. So by bringing the odor-filled air through the water holds onto the odor. Okay? I know it's crazy with fragrances. It lets the fragrance out. It's like, no, that's bad, that's good. No, that's bad, that's good. Okay? But we don't have to get into the science of that. Okay, so yes, it holds the odors. Now, let's say you cook something or you burn dinner that night. Or you smoke anything, okay? You want to get rid of the smell. Turn the machine on hurricane mode, okay? Boom. And then what that's going to do is it's really super clean. We call that the hurricane motor, hurricane speed, okay? And that's going to clean the air. Now, in 30 minutes, Stevie, it passes through 3 times. That's when you use that information, Stevie, okay? 30 minutes, it passes through 3 times, and then they have the timer function, Ethan, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So we got that part down. Now, let's turn it off. And, there's one more speed, Joseph, and what is that?
Oh, that's the maintenance. That's a maintenance mode.
Yeah. So once you're done cleaning your air, once you're done dusting, and now it's time, Rihanna, to kick your feet back up and watch TV or read a book, and you don't want your air cleaner blasting in your ear, you turn it down to maintenance mode. And it's going to be quietly over in the corner putting tea treatment in the air while you read your book. Paint pictures of them owning the rainbow. Paint scenarios of them using the rainbow. And all you're doing is explaining how they're going to use it when it's theirs. That's the nature of the demo. I'm not trying to give you all this information so that you buy it. I'm going to act like you own it right now, and I'm just telling you how to use the thing properly. That's the culture of the demo you want. Okay? All right, so now let's take this up. Boom, let's take this out. And this is when we're going to do this move. Isn't that crazy? Look at that water. Question for you. You did this great yesterday. No, you're at a restaurant. He painted a beautiful picture. You're at a restaurant. They give you a glass of water. It has those things floating in it. You going to drink it? No, it's actually safer for you to drink it than to breathe it from the air. But you did that module perfect, man. Okay? All right, so next thing is, don't shut it back up and then have to squirt the sanitizer in there. Just leave it to the end of your bowl. Then you say, okay. Now, I know you already told them about the sanitizer. But when I tell them about the sanitizer and the Rainmate, I tell them 50% about it. I leave the other 50% for the Airwash. Okay? And if I tell them everything, who cares? Tell them again. Now, what's the benefit of running this in the Rainbow versus the Rainmate? The Rainbow is a certified air cleaner. It's pulling out the dust and allergens much faster, much more efficiently than a Rainmate. So I'm getting the benefit of cleaning my air while sanitizing my air with the Rainbow. And you definitely want to have this in your Rainbow all the time running right now because of COVID, blah, 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 blah. Okay? COVID will help you sell Rainbows. It's already proven that the company national sales percentage is up because of people are now buying more air cleaners. People are looking at air cleaners. They're Googling air cleaners. Everything's up when it comes to air cleaners, searches. Amazon selling more air cleaners. Everybody's selling more air cleaners right now. And we got the best one because it has source control. Boom. Okay, so now I'm going to go through my normal progression of sanitizer. What am I going to do after sanitizer?
2 cents.
And what are the first of those 2 cents?
Two that you didn't use, but eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. So sanitizer, eucalyptus is standard. Sanitizer, eucalyptus, and then whatever you want to put in the water after that, I don't care. Use a luxury fragrance, tea tree mint, I don't care. Just don't skip the fragrance in the Rainbow because you showed them in the Rainmate. You're going to be blasting fragrance through here throughout the whole demo. This is what's going to make their whole house smell amazing. So throw that fragrance in there, spin that Rainbow around on 2, never spin it around, blowing it on them on 4. Okay, especially if Anyway, so let that, it's happened, Noah. I think you're like, no, don't do that. Lady's dress comes up and it's crazy.
Jordan did that in my demo, the first one he did for us.
Oh,
he turned it around, it went whoosh.
God, no. All right, so let that smell out.
I did that baby.
Yes.
Didn't I? I think I did too at a baby.
I had a dealer blow all their pads off the box.
Oh.
With the blower. Yeah, they were like, look at the blower. They were like this. All the dirt was everywhere because the blower blew all the pads off. So little things you got to just watch in your demo. You won't know that until you do demos. All right, so I did my fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and do now a 5-point review. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Try to paint the pictures when you're doing the review. First thing I showed you is how your Rainbow can do this in your home. Second thing I showed you is how the Rainbow can do this in your home. Third thing I'm going to show you, you can be doing this, this, and this. Fourth thing, fifth thing. Of all those things, if not all of them, which one would you see yourself getting the most use out of? Cool. Awesome. Well, glad to know you use it. All right, then you do your transition. You're into your vac kill. Okay? After the vac kill, we do our transition, time out. Now that you realize how unhealthy that is, we need to show you how to clean your home more healthy. So Rainbow came up with something very smart. They give you, when you get the air cleaner, Mr. Jones, you get a power nozzle with it. This replaces your vacuum. So that's why you don't need a vacuum when you have a Rainbow air cleaner. Boom, we show them the power nozzle. We then put our dirt meter on. You start through your progression of your 18 pads. We told you how, guys, you guys all did really good in your pads, by the way, on your roughs and your finals. So no issue there. Just remember, what are you trying to sell in the pads? Trying to sell the need? You're trying to handle this. These are the objections you're trying to cover in the power nozzle. I don't need one. That covers it because you got a box of just chunky dirt. Yes, you do need one. Not right now. It's not a priority.
This is how.
It's $4 a day worth getting this condition out of your home, especially because your son has asthma. It's a priority now. You make it a priority in the power nozzle. I don't know the people. I don't have time. You cover those things while you're pulling dirt pads so they won't be an objection later. How do you handle time? We do demos.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
10 to 6 and 7.
Dude, your schedule might only allow you to do demos on weekends. But the cool thing about our demos on weekends is we have 4 time slots on weekends. You can do a 10 and a 6. Do a 10 in the morning, go back home, have the rest of the afternoon with your family, pop back out and do a 6. You did 2 demos on that Saturday. You do that every weekend, your rainbow's paid for. You have the time, Mary. You're going to hang out with your friends anyway. Just let me come over and show the rainbow while you're hanging out with them. So you show them how to create time to do this. Lady says, oh, I got the kids. No, put the kids in the van and go do a demo. I don't care that your kids are there at the demo. I'm going to get them to help me. It'll be fine. Bring the kids.
Mine was kind of cute. The little, I don't know, like 4-year-old. She was super interested in it.
Amazing.